My name is Ofira Shraga. I'm a visiting faculty as part of the sociology department. I'm teaching in the COE program, Commerce, Organizations, and Entrepreneurship. And the class that we're discussing is a class about leadership in organizations. I think I probably first heard about AMP from the morning mail, saying that there is a possibility to incorporate multimedia in teaching. And I was interested in that because in my teaching back home, when I teach small seminars, I always use videotaping. I asked Edrix whether Brown had a specific room that allowed for people to sit there, perform some activity, and be videotaped, and then be able to watch it and analyze it. And apparently there was no such simple solution, and not for the size of class that I was planning to have, which at that point we thought would be around 100 kids. I came back the next semester and found out that I had a larger class than I expected, so I didn't even consider doing this videotaping activity because it sounded way too complicated. This exercise was a part of a class about leadership. And as a part of this class, I was teaching students some communication skills, and I was trying to show them how to give like a consultation or a coaching session. Each student will have the experience and will have the ability to watch himself and analyze his own activity. When I realized the number of students that I had, I didn't even want to consider the possibility because it really looked like an impossible mission. And just coordinating so many students and making sure that they all know what they're doing and that they all have the equipment to do it, which at that point completely looked impossible. And then what do I even do with 270 sessions, of video? What am I going to do with that? So I was expecting resistance on all these various levels, like, the type of activity, their experience with the media, their experience with this type of learning, with this way of learning. And I was thinking, well, in order for kind of reduce resistance, we have to make them feel very comfortable before we give them the exercise. The first thing we needed to do in order for them to feel comfortable was to give them as much information as possible so that they will know exactly what we expect for them. They will know exactly which steps they will have to take. And for each step, they will have a very elaborated piece of instructions that they can always go back to. And they really realized that only by watching themselves, they could have learned some of the lessons that they couldn't have learned any other way. But I think if you do raise your expectations and let them experiment with something new, and you give them all the tools and all like we did and allow them to do it, I think their sense of accomplishment at the end is really great.